Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Yeah, man, now move settings nation. And we no need no ladder. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase. Another one of you go bring another reason for the topic of current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through. But you don't like the reason and of course you don't like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then kick in the like button. Now let's get right into the reasoning. Now, nation, it is said that Parliament is set to remove Dr. Christopher Tufton from the health portfolio. Now, state officials have been quoted as saying this most recent oxygen shortage in the healthcare facilities was the last straw. Now, a number of individuals died recently on the island due to the lack of oxygen available at healthcare facilities. Now, they are saying that the crisis was avoidable. Doctors and nurses complained of having to bag patients as young as newborns to aid their survival. Now, the medical term bagging refers to the process of manually supplying oxygen to the lungs. This was reportedly the method being used on the 37-year-old nurse who died at the Cornwall Regional Hospital recently. It is said that she only received medical grade oxygen after another patient died and she was able to get the remaining gas. Unfortunately, she died as well. And truth be told, nation, more funding has been spent to procure these experimental vaccines than to put measures in place to make sure health care facilities were equipped to tackle a surge like this. Procuring oxygen. More shipments of vaccines have reached in the island than the gas itself. Although when it was reported that the country was at 5%, almost no gas, voila, there was a shipment shipped to the country. It seems like the ministry was not paying much attention on getting the beds that are needed and getting the gas that is needed. As a matter of fact, the government has spent billions to get the Johnson & Johnson, and people have refused to take that specific vax. That's millions down the drain, which could have been spent to get beds and also the very same oxygen needed for the people in the hospital to survive. Now, they are saying the government must take responsibility for the results of their mishandling of the pandemic. The Minister of Health must be held accountable for the poor management of the pandemic, which has caused the loss of life. Now, the opposition said the healthcare ministry's inability to accurately forecast the country's oxygen need and to also put proper measures in place shows the fact that Dr. Tufton has lapsed in his duties, and this is from the opposition themselves. It is also said that the government has ignored several recommendations to have clinics and certain other government healthcare facilities prepared for what would take place. They are quoted as also saying we cannot continue to accept the failure after failure at the detriment of our citizens. Truth be told, every time the healthcare minister and the ministry fails at their objective, lives are lost. It's a serious situation that takes place, based on their report. This is not just based on our findings and research done. This is upon where the government themselves have said. They must say every time them fail, whole heap of citizens lose their lives. We have to find some form of solution. Now, the opposition is saying the minister must resign. They even want him to change portfolio, They must say he need to resign, or maybe just resign from that portfolio and only can find somewhere else to put him. And they are saying it is in the best interest of the country that Minister Tufton be removed from this portfolio for his repeated failures and inability to effectively perform the duties of his office. The people of Jamaica deserve better. They deserve a chance at life. Now, when it is stated that way, you see the severity of the situation. Recently, Holness, in a statement to the public, said that there will be a new type of policy making where Big C19 and the restrictions are concerned. He basically said that in the choose to relax certain restrictions based on the recommendations of other individuals, such as people from the entertainment sector. But we have also heard members from the entertainment sector say the 50-odd million, the stimulus that was promised to the sector, was never received. And that was why them did drop that 11 o'clock curfew. Them never planned for bother give the entertainment sector the stimulus. Them say, well, if hours allowed, then party can keep and money can generate. And then them are going to tell people, say, it was because of said parties why there was a spike. Listen to me. The government has been doing this for years. Shifting the blame. Putting it from here, moving it again, putting it over there, and never yet taking responsibility. In this particular case, people will agree with the opposition that the minister who holds the portfolio of health will have to take the responsibility for what takes place right now, because this is not just from the effects of what is taking place worldwide. The way Jamaica's issue is being handled, because the problems facing Jamaica and other Caribbean countries, while they are the same, they are very much different. Different citizens, different ways of life. And that should have been taken into consideration when the protocols were being put in place, when the certain measures were being put in place. Even the vax driver them have is not the right way them a go about it. If them a say, oh, Ray, if I go back to school, why isn't this being done at the schools themselves? And these are the small, common sense solutions. Some have said that Tufton has ruled out all the patients who are currently at these healthcare facilities, which resulted in the closure of public hospitals, while they should have been given somewhat of a primary focus. If the problem being faced by healthcare professionals and the facility itself, which is overcrowding, and the people who are there, we should be finding solutions to get these people at a level where they can now leave the facility. If not, make them stay there as best as possible, and as with the opposition say, giving them a chance to actually fight what is taking place in their own body. Now, Jamaica can't even find oxygen to give the people, and we know on a yard they go find the cure. But the style of this current administration have with letting in tourists, we are bringing things that them call the variant, and then I blame it on people like the variant was found here. That not go work. Telling people say I can't shop certain things that spread from, that not go work. People know. People are coming from foreign and interact with people, and people are interact with other regular people. So there's something happen. Stop trick people. People are aware of this. And we have not even blamed the government for that, because enough people want to see them friends and family from overseas. But you know, find it strange, oh, now these same overseas countries are saying, what you know? If you not go there, you know, and come back, you know, this have to go on and that have to go on, because we have put them on a certain watch. Well, that is definitely unfair to our country. But what take place in the world now have nothing to do with fairness. So maybe when them talk about tough decisions being made, one of the tough decisions that should have been made was to don't let in nobody from the country where the thing are going wild. Response a for cousin and a for auntie, them can't come here. Make them go and hold it over there. Not until them deal with them situation, you know, but until we deal with ours. It was always a concern about this taking place in other countries where they must say, alright, the country has said them alright, so make them come. No, what we think about what go on out there, so. That should have been the primary focus. We should have said, what you know? Our hospitals are at a certain level, you know. So if these people come here and something reach them, where we going to send them go? These should have been some of the things them have discussed. These should have been some of the things put on the table. Instead, the Jamaican citizens appear for the actions of the government, and that's not right. And then the blame is being placed on citizens after this is clearly government failure. As I say, remember to click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and put it on all. Comment section, open 24/7. First and foremost, drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out change, the reason, join the discussion. And this is how you do it, using the arrow icon to share the video on all social media platforms. This is very important for showing a concern about what is taking place worldwide, and of course right here on the island. Drop a like on the vlog. In truth, you know there's something up. As I say, comment section open 24/7, never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines, just like how Insta work, same way the tuber work. You know what I mean? I just see from you open the comment section to say you be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Just know not right or not right to get the point across. You know there's something already. And to the reason again, Vice the one called Jaden Chase, dancer correspondent, God's representing. Yes, I'm up move settings fam. And no, we don't need no ladder. And my sentiments for you and yours are from a little love and prosper until the reason again.